You're listening to Rodney Rogers Outdoors Radio, where we turn it upside down and look at the outside from the inside out. It's safe, it's legal, and we're having a blast. So put your shoes on, my friend, because we're going outdoors.
Welcome to Rodney Rogers Outdoors. I'm Rodney Rogers. This right here is my partner, co-chief in crime, the man himself, Michael the Man Coy. How are you, Michael?
I'm good, man.
Here we are. We're our 100th episode. We are live at Gnarly, Barley.
What?
Yeah, I cut my teeth on beer here. I had my first beer ever right here at Gnarly, Barley.
I'm believing you.
First good beer.
I'm believing you.
So, Mike, here we are. We're live. Our 100th episode. For those of you that has not been paying attention to us or has been paying attention to us, we started this almost 2 years ago, and we figured, why not have this live at one of our meeting places? This is where Mike and I meet to do our show notes, or if we got ideas, we always come to the Gnarly Barley. So here we are live. If you want to, this is our 1 hour vacation.
It is. Every week, every Tuesday.
This is like a cruise here.
8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are live.
You can find us on iTunes. You can find us on YouTube. You can pretty much Google Rodney Rogers Outdoors, and it'll be everywhere.
And let's say this. For the people who are local, who are not here tonight,
yeah, you're gonna miss
we
it.
are actually streaming this live as we normally do every Tuesday night. But if you're not here, we're working with some new elements tonight. So if it's stuttering or whatever at home, I told you should have been here. That's all I'm saying.
Because it's not, if we're stutter here, that's because we've had the delicious, we're having red cypress tonight. That is the brewer. There's a brewer here tonight. It's red. If I say brewer wrong, be sure to correct me.
You always say brewer.
Brewery? I can't never say that. Brewer. It's like my lips get tied up. We're having red cypress. I've actually had 2 or 3 different types, and they're all delicious.
Did you just put your paper down and plan on holding it down with a napkin?
I did, actually. My paper was blowing. I said, I'm going to hold that with more paper. It's safety in numbers, right? More paper.
Look around. You probably have some other things over there that'll hold that down a little better than a piece of paper.
Let me do it with a mic.
Just saying.
So, Mike, we always do this. How's your weekend?
My weekend was good, but let me say this, because we started off, I've called you a lot of things over the years.
All good.
But now what I called you several times when I talk about Rodney Rogers is Rodney the Real Deal Rogers, because we started off, when I knew you, you were the expert on the outdoors, the gators, the Florida. You grew up in Florida, and you were very patient and very gracious with my most often
Stupid?
elementary.
Oh, elementary question? No, I'm teasing. There's no such thing as a stupid question.
Questions.
Yeah.
And so here we are 10 years later, still being patient and gracious with my questions. And somewhere in the middle, we've met and done a radio show. But I learned over time that you are truly the real deal. You are. I can come to you. You break it down, be elementary, and we put that out to everybody else to kind of hope engage, elevate, entertain, and just promote the outdoors. And that's why we're here.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it, brother.
So
if I had an applause button, I'd push it right now.
One.
See there? That's the applause button. You got one. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate that.
I'm here for you, buddy.
When Mike and I started this, I used to come into work, and Mike and I worked together, and I would tell him these elaborate stories of alligators and snakes and all this. And his first thought was, no way. This is not happening. This is ridiculous. So he got to know me, and we started, he's like, man, I want to be how do I become a part of this? So I said, Dad, you just kind of hang around me, and you kind of get sucked into it kind of deal. It's the spur of the moment kind of thing, and that's kind of where we went. So he now knows some of my stories now include Mike. Matter of fact, this gator season, it's raining, it's pouring. I'm dying to get a gator. We're in my truck. They're bald tires, which I don't have bald tires now. I bought new tires, but we're sliding down the hill down toward the lake, and Mike goes, whoa, what's going on? What is this? I said, just hang on, man. Normally, my coach on that side just says, give her hell right there. Well, Mike was like, whoa, what are we doing? What are we doing? Just take a deep breath, buddy. I got this. we go overboard, there's a glass breaker right there. You break out that window, and we'll go out that side, you know.
So long story short, 100 episode tonight.
100. Thank you so much. And you know what? Look at the people we got here. This is amazing. Friends, family. I mean, that's you can't buy.
Rodney, your mom's here.
My mom is here.
I didn't. I didn't even know you had a mom, and she's here.
For so many years, he's heard that I've crawled out from under a rock.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
There's one story that just went to heck.
There goes that. Now I don't believe nothing I've ever heard about you.
So in all seriousness, tonight, I mean, this hour is going to go really fast, and
quick.
hopefully it's a sampling of what we do every Tuesday. As far as really what we do on Tuesday is talk about our weekends and the adventure that Rodney seems to, and the chaos he seems to create. But we're going to have some trivia tonight. We're probably going to give out some free beers.
What?
If anybody
Who wants
likes
a free
free
beer?
beers, probably some free T-shirts and whatnot. But one thing, if you haven't liked us on Facebook already, we've this year we actually hit our mile mark of 500, so we're 500 plus right now. But if you haven't liked us on Facebook, like us on Facebook tonight. I've got somebody, and my wife is actually monitoring the likes. There she is. And we're going to give out a free T-shirt. We're going to random draw from the people who like us tonight on Facebook. So pull out your phones, like us, and yes, the Rodney Rogers Outdoors. So at the end of the show, we'll do that. So tell me about your weekend, Rodney.
So
we always
let's
do a
see.
weekend
Oh,
update.
you know what? My weekend was actually pretty cool. Obviously, how was Happy New Year to everybody?
Crazy, dude.
Hope everybody's New Year was awesome. Now, you know, I'm a fisherman. I'm a hunter and all that good stuff. My key was to get my first bass under my belt. And I wanted, so my cousin and I said, let's just go out and do some
You
fishing.
caught your first bass this weekend?
My first bass of 2016.
Oh, okay.
So I wanted to get that under my belt. So we spent the weekend basically just fishing. And then Friday, I get a text. I get this, the coolest thing I've ever caught, by the way. I'm about to tell you the coolest thing I have ever caught in my life. I've caught some stuff, man. I've been offshore. You know, my buddy Paul, who's here, we're going to be talking to later. We've caught some really cool stuff. But I've never caught one of these. This is the first one ever. So I get this text saying, Rodney, I need your help, man. This is a big deal. I'm like, oh, my gosh, well, I'm here. You know, I'm the guy. You know, I'm here to help you. What do you need? Someone has dropped something in the water. I need you to fish for it. And I'm like, hey, this is where I can use my skill other than, catching fish. So sure enough, I get there, and what I was fishing for was a drone. Has anybody ever fished for a drone? So my cousin and I, we spent our morning fishing. So I texted my friend Lynette, and I said, hey, I'm on my way. We're going to go fish for this drone. So we get there. We're fishing for the drone. And next thing I know, I see something flying over, and out of the corner of my eye, I thought it was a duck. And then it hits the water. Splash. And it goes underwater. And looked at my cousin, and I said, hey, that's one of them diving ducks. They just go down real fast. You don't get to see them. They hit the water, and they disappear.
I've seen them, yeah.
Except this never popped back up. And then I see this other guy running around. He's got his big pad in his hand. I went, dude, you dropped your drone in the water. Another guy dropped his drone in the water. So apparently we were fishing the Bermuda Lake Triangle, and these drones were it took us a couple hours, but we definitely fished that drone
That's
out.
crazy, dude.
I caught a drone, Mike.
You did.
I reeled in a drone.
Drone dude's here tonight somewhere, right? He's here.
Cookie's here. we did catch a drone, so that's definitely rates up there to one of the oddest things I've ever caught in my life. So, yeah, I've caught sticks and tires and beer caps and beer bottles and snails and drone, top of the list.
You know what I did this weekend?
What did you do this
I went
weekend?
camping.
Stop.
I went camping, Rodney.
Mike, the man Coy,
I went
who's never been
camping
camping.
without you.
Without me? Oh,
Just saying.
be still, my heart.
I know. I told Kim, don't tell Rodney.
So where'd you go camping?
River Ranch. It's a Westgate resort,
Okay.
but it was nice. You know what I mean? They had spas and it was camping. I'm telling you.
No one ever
it
puts
was camping.
If you're from Polk County, you never put River Ranch
I
and
heard
Westgate
laughter
Resort
when I said
in the same-
Rivergate. Yeah, I know. I'm just saying we had a tent and we
Oh,
had a
you did have
campfire.
it.
We did have a tent and a campfire. But my wife caught her first fish
No way, by herself?
by herself.
Well, I am proud of you. Wherever I can't.
My wife likes fishing, so that alone is a
Oh my gosh,
2016 monumental.
that is
moment.
monumental. She
I
like
think it was a little bass. It was about this big.
hold it real close to the camera, like right there.
It poked me though.
I've learned that if you hold that fish, that everybody goes, hey, how about that? And I'm like, no, out here. Difference. This is a 1 pounder. This is a 25 pounder. It's a big difference. That is awesome, man. I'm proud that you went by yourself.
Yeah, it was good.
It's a milestone.
She said I did all right on the outdoors without you.
Oh, did you have a knife?
No offense. I had a knife.
You got all your fingers?
knife. No, I brought the knife that you gave me.
Oh,
Yeah.
no way.
I whittled.
You whittled with that knife.
Well, I mean, I made marshmallow sticks.
Well,
I cut them off a bush. So
right on. Did you buy them at Walmart?
no.
Okay, I'm just
No,
checking.
I cut them off.
I'm just checking.
And I cut the line on the fishing line thing when I did the thing and the thing.
With the
and
thing?
I did
And
the thing.
How's your fingers? You
Good,
got them all?
Look at that. Look at
that knife's
My
sharp. I
phalanges
know
are
that's knife.
intact.
Tact.
What's
Look,
top stories, Rodney? We always spend a few minutes each week talking about the top stories in the outdoors.
So I got a top story for tonight, Mike.
You usually just look at the front page of YouTube and pull something up, but
They're like, hey, here's your top story right there.
Yeah.
My preparation has been impeccable here lately.
I'm impressed.
Yes, I went to your house and used the computer. So my top story for tonight is, if anybody don't know this, now manatees have been on the endangered list. Does anybody know when they went on the endangered list? Just shout something out here. What year? 25 years? Let's go 1967.
Wow.
That's when they went
Really?
on the endangered list. Yes, 1967. Well, we now have plans of taking the manatee off.
I was 4 years old.
Was you?
Yeah.
I was not even born.
Wow.
When manatees started being endangered, I didn't even get to taste it. You know what I'm saying? I hate when an animal goes on the endangered list that I don't even get to taste. I think there's something wrong there.
Let's
the
see a
dodo
show of
bird,
hands for everybody who's
you know,
actually had manatee.
pterodactyl, tyrannosaurus
Takes like
rex.
what?
Speaking bald eagle, panther, I don't get to taste none of those things. Speaking of pterodactyl, Mom, how does that taste? I always wondered how. No, if a beer glass flies through the audience, that's for
Give
me.
me
Mike.
fair warning. I'll take 2 steps that
That'll be
away.
my. So they are going to pull that off the endangered list. Now, in 1967, they estimated. Now, we didn't have all the technology that we have today. They estimated around 1,200 manatees in 1967. Now we're up in almost 7,000 manatee range, and they're all in Mosquito Lagoon. So if you're red fishing, that's where all the manatees are right now. So they are now contemplating of taking them off the endangered list. Now, all these motor zones are in effect because they are endangered. So technically, when they come off of the endangered list, they're supposed to take the motor zones back to normal. Well, they don't want to do that. They're going to leave everything as is.
Yeah, how could they do that? Because that would just be asking for
Yeah,
trouble.
you're kind of setting yourself back.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're basically going to leave everything as it is. They're just going to pull them off the danger list and say, okay, hey, great, our manatees have
If they
thrived.
pull away those speed zones by Friday, we're going to be back on the endangered
Back on the
list.
endangered list, yeah. And once you pull them off the endangered list, it takes you really got to have a. So yeah, I just thought that was my top news. I thought that was pretty cool, man.
That was great. We are a quarter after the hour. I told you this thing's going to go fast.
Yeah, we're a quarter
as it
after.
does every week.
Okay, let's
So
can we give something away?
Yeah, I do. You want to do a trivia question?
Let's do a trivia question. Anybody up for a free beer? What do we? Free beer?
Yeah.
Now here's how this is going to happen. We have our free beer cards somewhere up here.
Yep.
Oh, Mama's got them.
Lovely Kim's got them.
So, can I have those? Let me grab them real quick. We're going to play some beer walking music. So, here's what's going to happen. This says free beer.
Clever.
Mike's going to ask a question.
No, you're going to because I can't pronounce that word.
Oh, this is a big word. The word is the.
Joe, I thought I had
That's it. You were that close, man. This is a big word. Oh, yeah, because I did it last night. Pyrodinium bahamanese. That's not a dish. It's not conch fritters, I promise. An organism that blooms each summer in Tampa Bay, Indian River Lagoon, chemically lights up the glow to the water, in the dark water. What is that called? Does anybody know what that's called? Yeah. Nope. Come on, give it to me.
What?
That's the guy. That's
Can't-
the guy.
Miss Coy? Mrs. Coy?
Can you hand that free beer to the guy that screamed bioluminescence? Let me give you a little insight on bioluminescence real quick. You can find it in Indian River Lagoon, obviously the Haulover Canal. You can find it in Puerto Rico. You can actually find it there's a little, what's the canal in Cocoa Beach where the boat marina is. Barge Canal. That's what I'm talking about. So you can find it there. If you've not been during the summer, that's when it's at its height. You can actually pour water in the water, and it lights up like fireworks. Yeah. So there's a story for that. I can't tell it on the radio.
I have not seen this yet, and it's on my bucket list.
It is. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Bioluminescence is on my bucket list.
We've been trying to figure out how to film this bioluminescence. It's absolutely amazing. You can see the fish swimming through the water. It's June, July, August kind of deal. That's when it's at its brightest. So, yeah, it's a bacteria. It's awesome. You definitely need to check it out.
Can I do one?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I'm going to do one.
The free beer?
Yeah, I'm going to do one.
I got this. I can hand out free beers.
This one's called Higher Lower. We're going to play the Price is Right kind of game, Higher Lower.
I know.
Here's the question. Florida has 45 native species of snakes.
Ooh.
How many of them are venomous? Higher.
7, 18,
Lower.
12, 13,
Who said 6?
Right there. Free beer.
Free beer, Paul.
There's your 6. There are 6 venomous snakes.
Cross
For a 12-pack,
How'd I
can
do
you
on that?
name them?
I did good?
What?
I did good?
You did awesome, man.
I pronounced all the words?
You pronounced snakes very well.
Booyah. All right.
Very well. Now, Florida will eventually. Now, that is actually your native snakes. So we do have mambas and all the ugly stuff. Yeah, the mamba. I don't even know how to do that.
I'm assuming that everyone here tonight lives in Florida.
Yes.
Of course, or otherwise they'd drive a long way.
If you flew in from out of Florida, you get a free beer.
Yeah. But we say it over and over again how fortunate and privileged we are to live in this state.
Absolutely.
Because of the opportunity we have. We have a coast within an hour and a half of each side of us.
Each way.
Different kinds of coasts or different types of fishing.
Buddies with boats.
You can fish. You can fish for bear now.
You can fish for bear.
You can hunt for bear now.
You can hunt for bear.
But one of the things one of the sources we use for our information is probably the ultimate source. One of my favorite sites is the FWC.
Yes, my FWC. If you've never been there and you have a question about the outdoors, my FWC, the answer is there. I assure you. We've got some good friends. Thank you so much. First
of all, if you have a fishing or any sort of hunting license, I'm sure you're familiar with the FWC because they're the ones who manage all of that. You have an account with them. But one thing I've gotten really interested in lately is their law enforcement stories, and I subscribe to their weekly report on the shenanigans of people getting busted for doing shenanigan type stuff. So I'm going to read one here to you now, for what it's worth. Report violations to the FWC Wildlife Alert Program. Rodney, feel free to jump in if you know where this is going. Okay.
Okay, I will. I've not heard this yet. So.
Okay. Officer Hadwin, one of the FWC officers, received a tip from the Wildlife Alert that several subjects were attempting to take an alligator by illegal method out of season
How dare they?
in a small neighborhood lake.
Ah, okay.
Okay. Sounds familiar, I'm sure. After meeting with the compliance, the officer was able to survey the area and locate the bush hook. What's a bush hook?
Okay. A bush hook.
When I read these, I make notes.
Yeah. Mike is my biggest
Talk to Rodney.
question. A bush hook is basically, in the state of Florida, it's illegal to use a bush hook for alligator. If you've ever watched a swamp people, you see them tie the big hooks with a piece of chicken, and they drive off, and they tie another hook with a piece of chicken. Now, in Louisiana, you can do that, but not in the state of Florida. If you have a hook, it has to be a stick. It has to be 2 inches long with a hole in the middle so it turns sideways, and there's no actual hook. Because if they break that loose, now they have a hook deep inside their stomach that they can't get out. So we want to, we don't want to be bad guys in this. We want to conserve these guys. They've been around for 1 billion years. So bush hook, you just tie it to a tree. Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's good. I did not know that. Bush hook.
We can't do that here. It's illegal.
So after numerous hours of surveillance, the officer observed 4 men arrive in a small john boat and check the baited line.
Oh.
The officer announced his presence and began conducting interviews pertaining to the violations. The officer arrived to assist with another officer arrived to assist with the violations. The officers were able to obtain full confessions from the men and issued numerous citations. Now that I say this is a really boring story.
No, it's not. There's a couple things here. One is don't set a bush hook. Two is don't ever confess to anything. Ever. Did you drink that beer? No. No. Don't ever confess.
I mean, that's where the rubber meets the road, real life advice right there.
Yes.
And
So you can't set a bush
Rodney
hook.
Rogers. But the one thing actually that stood out for me from this thing was officer received a tip from Wildlife Alert.
Here's a wildlife
And I'm
alert.
like, what's-
Anyone can call a wildlife alert. Now, I'm going to bet that number's on here. Oh, 888-404-FWCC. And basically that is if you see someone that you're kind of questioning, you see a guy shining a light down the road at nighttime, you can't do that. Not in the state of Florida. If you're going to shine a light at nighttime, it has to be a little bitty flashlight, and it has to be a single-shot rifle, and you have to be hunting raccoons.
Yeah, you cannot
That's it.
hunt deer at night. Is that correct?
That is correct.
You know how I learned that?
How'd you learn that?
From you.
We got busted, didn't we?
Yeah, no, we didn't. We did not get busted.
No, we didn't get busted. So, yeah, you can't do that. So if you shine a deer at night, it's called harassing the wildlife. So you can't just pull up with a Q-beam and shine, with or without a gun. You can't do it. You're harassing the wildlife.
It's like shooting goldfish in a goldfish bowl, right?
Exactly.
Because you can see them easy. I mean,
Yes.
It really is.
See, exactly.
That's exactly,
exactly
yes.
right. If you catch a gator, it's called molesting the wildlife. That's exactly what it is.
So 888-404-FWCC is that number. That's 3922. I'm going to put this information on the homepage of Rodney Rogers Outdoors. And just for your information, it's really fascinating to read the reports because, number one, it's very educational. I come across, I was telling Todd earlier.
A toddler.
I
was telling a toddler, and he get out of here, toddler. Kicked him in the face. That toddler won't. I'm sorry. Sorry, I went on a tangent. I've kicked some toddlers. Get like 3 of them on you at the same time? What?
You're not supposed to admit to anything.
No, it's confession. Ugh. I lost. I confessed. And it's recorded.
Good answer.
Good answer.
So anyways, very educational, and it helps you because I'll run across somebody getting busted for having a catch of X number of fish or barracuda or whatever.
Yeah.
And so my first thought is, well, what is the limit? And so it's great information. But if you go to the Rodney Rogers homepage, right on the front page, I've posted the links for the report violations, the FWC report violations.
Like a ton of.
You can subscribe through getting a text message alert or through your email. It's a lot of stuff, and it's a weekly report.
It's actually pretty cool.
It's really cool, and it's
Yeah.
educational. And it's
Bathroom reading. I
very
totally
short.
call it
And it's
bathroom.
not all bad because they're also saying what these officers are out doing as far as good and taking the kids fish. I mean, it's not
Yeah.
all just
Yeah.
bad boys, bad boys.
Wish we had that theme. If I brought my iPad.
You know what I got? Forget your iPad.
Okay. What do you got?
I got one of those.
Let's do it.
Pick one, Rodney.
Let's do that one.
Which one?
I think the guy who would know that right away already got a beer, so
One per customer, right?
yes.
I'm just saying. All right, read it.
Oh, I'm reading it. Holy
yeah, go
moly.
for it.
I should know this by heart. There are 800 keys stretching 180 miles. Longest key is 30 miles long and a half-mile wide. Can anybody name that key? Whoa.
What?
Key Largo's the guy.
Matt.
Now, what you're going to do with your free beer card, you're going to take that in there. You're going to get a free beer. They're going to throw that on my tab. I got this.
Yep.
We got this. This is so, yeah. Key Largo. Key Largo is absolutely. We actually got certified diving in Isla Mirada. Here's a pretty cool
Which is
story.
not Key Largo.
No, it's not Key Largo. It's a long way away from Key Largo. So we go out on a boat, and we're headed to do our dive thing, and I had a head cold, the flu. I don't know what I had.
Oh, it's bad. I forgot about that.
Yeah, and I had to take I had to shove Dayquil in my ears, snort it. It was ugly. So I just wanted to get to the bottom of the ocean. That's all I died, live. I didn't care. So my buddy, we come in, we get we're doing our thing. We come in, and I get a voicemail from my buddy. It's like he butt dialed me, and I hear everybody screaming like they're partying. And Mike goes, "Hey, dude, what are they doing?" I said, "Dude, they're having a blast. We should have been with those guys." So I get in, and I call him. I go, "Hey, man, how y'all doing?" He goes, "Dude, you're not going to believe what happened." I said, "What's that?" He goes, "We were standing ankle deep in the water." He said, "We all backed up wanted to take a picture, and poof, my buddy got bit by a shark. 300 stitches in the back of his leg and ankle deep of water in the Keys. And we drove right by him on the island. We saw a bunch of sharks.
Yeah.
We weren't scared at all. They didn't even want to bite us. So that was our Keys trip. I'd do it again. I'd watch you get bit by a shark, actually. That'd be the coolest. That'd be awesome. Or you could watch me get bit. But anyway.
It's all about the story, right, Rodney?
It's all about the story.
Well, tell you what. Let's take a break. Let's not take a break. Let's take a commercial break. Number one, and I meant to say this at the top of the hour, part of our show tonight is sponsored by Phillips Contracting. I want to thank you so much for...
Phillips. Thank them for your free beer.
Yes, and they're responsible for your free beers tonight, for one thing. So Phillips Contracting is the name. Their name pops up here once in a while.
We got some real estate agent here.
We're going to run a couple commercial spots here, Phillips Contracting, and then one for the Gnarly Barley that Rodney and I started off hitting the Gnarly Barley up from day one, because conveniently located.
Near a bar.
What?
It's conveniently located near a bar.
Near your home.
Oh, home. Yes, home.
Yes.
Yes, home. Gotcha.
But this has been our go-to spot as far as just meeting and brainstorming, and that is the reason when we from a distance out saw our 100th episode coming, we said, please, let's talk to the guys in our Gnarly Barley and see if they'll let us just give a corner of their property so we can do our 100th episode.
Begged Joey and Trace on hand and knee.
Yeah. And they were gracious enough to allow us to be here. So
thank you, my man.
So here we are. So thank you to them. And so we're going to run a couple of commercial spots here and say thanks to our sponsors.
With 116,000 foreclosures in the state of Florida alone as of January 2014, a quality contractor is critical to the process of returning a foreclosed house back into a home. Let me introduce you to Phillips Contracting Incorporated. They are Florida State certified and an approved REO repair vendor for both Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. PCI currently provides multi-level services to realtors, banks, asset managers, and private homeowners. Although they specialize in dealing with REO property repairs, they are a design-build company.
Here at PCI, we pride ourselves on professional, high-quality work. Our clients know that we're not your typical contractor. We're proud to be reliable, trustworthy partners with you. Our repair coordinators are ready to communicate with you honestly and quickly about every aspect of your project. We're here to say yes to our clients.
Phillips Contracting services Florida from Orlando to Miami. Whether you're looking for a quote, repair updates, or just want to talk business, give them a call at 941-483-3800.
Gnarly Barley, come see why the whole world's singing.
What are you doing?
Dude, I am writing a song for Gnarly Barley.
I see that, but first of all, I didn't realize you could sing. Second of all, why don't you just tell the people how great the Gnarly Barley is, give them the address, and move on with the show?
Dude, have you ever had their flatbread? Their jalapeno flatbread with the cream cheese on top and the chicken and the special sauce on it. Holy moly. No, wait a minute. Obviously, by the look on your face, you ain't never had that big time Fiesta. Jalapenos, provolone cheese, tomatoes, red onions, and again, Fiesta lime.
Okay,
right?
That's it. Shut up, Chuck. We're out of here.
Are you serious?
Come on, we're out of here.
Truly one of Orlando's hidden gems, the Gnarly Barley offers a contemporary selection of bites and brews, serving a mind-blowing selection of craft beers and original mouth-watering menu creations. The Gnarly Barley and its incredibly accommodating staff have created a place that really is difficult to put into words. So do yourself a huge favor and come see why people are singing the praises of the Gnarly Barley.
Oh, my goodness.
I told you that big time Fiesta.
That is phenomenal. I totally get why you're trying to write a song for that.
Not as simple as you thought, huh?
No. Okay, check this out. Gnarly Barley, come see why the whole town's singing. Gnarly Barley, buy some brews.
Located at 7431 South Orange Avenue in Orlando.
Never split a beer with a beer drinker. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you, Gnarly Barley. Now, I just want to tell you this. Now, I was told this story several years ago. I can say several years now because Gnarly's been open. As you walk through that bar, you look down, you look at all the wood. That is from an old barn. If you look on that very west wall, it's a 100-year-old barn that they found up in Tennessee, and that's the wood that you see in there, and that's why I love this bar. This is like home to me. So, is it home to you?
Now, did you hear I don't know if I could. Is there talk of getting another barn?
I hope. If they get another barn, it means another bar. I can go to 2 places.
Yeah.
I got 2 places to go. I can go to a different Gnarly Barley.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
Commercial says hidden gem, but this is truly a hidden gem.
Oh, yeah.
And literally, of this kind of my favorite in Orlando.
Absolutely.
I've got 3 top favorite restaurants, period, in Orlando. This is one of them.
Is a diamond a gem?
Yeah.
I'm a hunter, not a geologist.
Perfect. What do you got in the bag? What's
So
up with
anyway,
this?
check this out. So, as you can see, we have Rodney
Is this
Rogers.
Christmas number 2?
This is.
Should I get some eggnog?
This is the.
Just saying.
No, I got sick off the last eggnog. I think it was bad. Bad eggnog. There might have been some alcohol in it. So anyway, as you see, we have Rodney Rogers Outdoors T-shirts. So I was wanting something on the back. I want a painting, and I wanted it from someone who could paint, not me, someone else who could paint. So my buddy Shane, which is awesome, we went out to his property, and him and I got to talking, and I was going to commission this super high dollar artist. He said, "Man, I would love to do your first one." Excuse me, and I said, "Dude, I'd love for you." Now he brought us a painting. I've not seen this painting myself,
awesome.
So this is going to be the bomb. So we're all going to look at this. Matter of fact, I'm going to let you see it first. I'm not even going to look at it. I'm going to open it up. If it's a naked woman, we're in trouble. we're all going to jail tonight. So here's the back of it. So, okay. That's the redfish tail. This is the tail. If you're a redfish, look at that, Mike.
Yeah. Somewhere up in here comes a redfish picture.
Yeah. So there's a redfish tail. So this is, and then he did us 2. So, oh, man, we get to see this one first. Oh, look at that.
I can't wait for this.
Look at that. Are you ready? So that's going to be on one of our shirts. Thank you, Shane.
That's
I appreciate
very
it,
cool.
brother.
Shane, phenomenal, dude. Yeah.
So that is going to be, we're not really sure. It's probably going to be on the back.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to find the right look. That's very cool.
So we have, for those of you that don't know, if you've seen my profile picture, it's actually this spot right here. I knew it was coming. Thank you so much, man. That is going to be, what's that?
That's good.
Oh.
That's good. Don't stack them.
I'm happy.
Nice job.
And then I got lunch for later. This is deer jerky. What? Look at that.
You can't bring enough for everybody, Rodney.
It's poisonous. You won't want this. So anyway, thank you so much, Shane. I appreciate it, brother.
Yes, thank you, Shane.
You're going to see that
Very
on a
much,
Rodney Rogers Outdoor shirt, which you can actually buy our shirts tonight if you want. I can slide your credit card.
Rodney, listen to this. Manatees.
I can do it. So I'll swipe it. I'm sorry.
Hear the music, right?
I got you.
Segment time. Manatees, like their relatives, have a long gestation period and can regrow their teeth.
Regrow them.
Which of the following animals are a relative to the manatee?
Free beer.
Elephants?
Free beer to
Hyraxes.
a hyrax.
You hear that silence?
A hyrax is like a muskrat.
And
I saw the look.
aardvarks.
And aardvarks. Which one?
Which? Who said elephant here? All right. Elephants. Actually,
It's all of them.
it's all of them. But you shouted out, so you could not win by shouting out an answer on that one. Take a lesson.
We were
here.
just waiting for the very first one.
Nice job.
Just hand that up there. They'll put a beer on our tab, and that was pretty awesome.
That was awesome.
Now I saw your face. Manatees replace their teeth. What the man upstairs has decided is the manatees eat a lot of grass. They eat the seaweed, and it's stuff with a lot of sand, so it wears them down very fast. So what happens is they eject them. They go plick, and then their back teeth push forward, and they just keep plicking. But they're not like a shark. They don't rip you all to pieces. They're like the grinders. They're just little molars. So, like 32 teeth, just like us. So There you go. A lot of people didn't know. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
I was just throwing in some facts in there.
Throw in some fun facts, Rodney.
Mike, we got any mail?
We got some mail. Want to talk about mail?
I do.
Mail.
Letters, we get letters, we get
Stop, whoa, yes, wait a minute, Mr. Postman.
Send me an email with all the details.
Another freaking email. Another freaking email song.
That's my favorite part. Woo, I love the mail. I love it. This is when dummies email us, right? No, not dummies. They're just people.
Nice.
Your mic's off.
Nice. Okay, Rodney, here's
So
one. And just so you know, you can email Rodney at Rodney Rogers Outdoors. You can go to the website. You can go to the website and click on a button and just start recording your voice and ask, "Hey, Rodney."
Yeah.
We are hooked up.
We got the Sean Watson, what you call it. You know what I'm talking about.
Sean Watson, what you call it.
They have a, what's it called?
Or you can Twitter your questions to live at RROR hashtag.
Hashtag RROR.
It's one of those Twitter things. Yeah. But here we got a question from DeBears43. DeBears. So here he says, DeBears says, I'm originally from Chicago, Rodney. I just moved to Tampa, Florida, and I have a few questions on hunting public land here.
Okay.
Okay.
I got some answers.
Okay.
I can do this. I've done it.
I'm gonna do them one at a time and we'll move on.
Yes.
Number one, can I put up a trail cam?
Yes.
Just securing to the tree with a basic lock, no drilling. Can I put up a trail cam?
Yes, you can.
Legal?
It'll be gone. But you can do it.
Why is that?
Them hunters are some crafty son of a guns. Yeah, it'll be gone. I would not recommend
Bigfoot.
trail cams unless you have an absolute secret spot cannot be found, even by Jesus. If Jesus can find it, so can a hunter.
He can find it.
Yeah, you can. It is perfectly legal. Yes.
Second part of the Bears 43 question: am I allowed to put up a stand and leave it up for a few days before and through the season?
7 days exactly, and you
Really?
can leave it through the season, and you have to remove it 7 days after the season. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but
7
it'll be
days.
gone too. They'll take everything.
You should see Rodney's collection at home of trail cams.
I'll come and get it.
And tree
you
stands.
tell me where it's at, and I'll come and get it. I'll assure you.
Okay, third question. What do they consider primitive weapons? I have a crossbow and compound bow. Can I use either?
Yes, absolutely. Crossbow in the state of Florida is now a primitive weapon. Muzzle loader is also a primitive weapon, but
Okay.
they have a season for each.
Okay.
So, yeah, they have a bow season, which you can hunt crossbow and bow, and then they have a primitive weapon, which is actually muzzle loader.
Okay.
Yeah, so, yeah, you can do that.
Good job.
The Bears, we got you, dog.
The Bears.
We know
One more
this.
question from the Bears. Buying tags.
Oh.
Is that good for doe or buck?
It is good. Well, if you buy a deer stamp, it's good for both, but you have to hunt during the doe days. So there's only a certain time of the year you can kill does. There's 7 days, and you better not miss those 7 days.
Okay.
And each management area is different. Each time you hunt a public area, they have their own brochure. So grab that brochure for that area and focus on that. Don't take your knowledge from another wildlife management area to another one.
That's
because
important.
It's not the same.
No, that's important.
Yeah, they have every tax office. If you go where you get your tags, see all these little brochures on the wall. That's what those brochures are. They're wildlife management areas.
Okay.
Actually, you can hike on it. You can bird watch. I know Russ on the Monsters was talking about bird. This is National Bird Day today. Now's the time because all the migratory birds are pushing to Florida, and we get all those northern birds, the ducks, the geese, just everything. So if you're a bird watcher, which I am a hunter and a fisher, and I love watching birds. So, sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good.
I know we're this is 1 hour is not enough.
I tell you, we're at quarter till. Trevor from Upper Darby, Pennsylvania. Thank you.
Upper Darby.
Sweetheart.
I had an Upper Darby sandwich. You ever had
lady.
an Upper Darby sandwich? I'd take 2 Upper Darbys.
Upper Darby,
Oh, no,
Pennsylvania.
that's where they get you in
Are
the
you
spine,
listening, Rodney?
ain't
This is
Upper
where.
Darby. Epidural. Oh, I know. I'm sorry. Sorry, Mike. I was trying to establish where Upper Darby is. Epidural. Okay.
I think it's around Pennsylvania from his comment here. I'm from Philadelphia area and drove down to Boca for 2 weeks.
Oh, Boca.
Training for work. I found your podcast on iTunes.
What?
Hey, by the way, we're on iTunes.
Yeah, we are on iTunes.
And spent the day driving down, catching up on past episodes. Phenomenal. I specifically drove down so I could bring my fishing gear with me. Here's this question. First, a little background about me. Let's talk about him for a while. What kind of fishing? Freshwater fish from the local lakes and rivers. For largemouth, smallmouth bass, I mostly throw Berkeley power worm.
Okay.
I'm assuming you know what that is.
Yeah. Is that the end of the question?
That's not even a question. He's talking about himself.
Oh.
So let's hear your answer, wise guy.
While you're down there, why don't you catch peacock bass? You're in Boca. You can also add peacock to
I think he's saying back home he catches freshwater,
okay, gotcha.
largemouth, and smallmouth.
I'm sorry. I'll shut
Rodney,
up now.
this part is this question.
Okay.
Ready?
I need an epidural in the back of the jaw, don't I?
Now that I'm down in Boca, we'll fish the local ponds and canals for bass. Should I stick with the power worms? I prefer to fish a worm and work it rather than just cast and retrieve a lure. I bought some jig head 6-inch. This is like some sort of rap language. Yeah.
Okay.
Curly tail, white grubs, Berkeley gulp, swimming minnows, and some chrome wrap traps. Booyah. I think.
I love it when you rap.
Do you need to look at that? Because I don't know what I just said.
I don't need to look at that. So here basically he's saying he's fishing a rubber worm.
That's what I thought.
When I fish a rubber worm, what's his name?
Trevor.
Trevor. From Upper Darby. Trevor with an epidural. When I fish a rubber worm, basically you throw it out. You always start, and I always start by just throwing it and reeling it in. That's the simplest retrieve. Why get complicated when most of the time the simplest retrieve works all over the world? In the United States and in Patagonia, it doesn't matter. Whatever lure you're fishing with, throw it out and reel it in and start with. Yes, that Berkeley worm will work all over the United States. Actually, it'll work in Brazil on peacock bass. And while you're down there, that's what I was saying, catch the peacock bass as well. And that is the curly tail white works from saltwater offshore to inshore. It just works everywhere. It's a great
Brazil?
lure. Yeah, Brazil. Okay. Peacock bass in Brazil.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is he right, Paul? Is Paul listening?
Speaking of Paul.
Paul's entertaining guest.
Paul?
Okay. One more question, Rodney.
Don't do it.
One more question. You got time for one more question?
Yeah, we got time.
All right. This one's from Timber Trees. Say what?
Oh, we love some timber trees.
Catch and release ponds, Rodney.
Oh, great question.
2 questions. How big will fish actually get in a catch and release pond?
Yep. Oh, you want me to answer that first?
Sure, I'll answer it.
No, me.
This big.
Okay, this big. Fish grow by temperature. Doesn't matter if it's offshore, inshore. The fastest fish growing fish, one of the fastest fish is mahi, but you're not going to get that in that pond. Fish grow by temperature. The longer that pond stays at the growing temperature, which is normally around 70 to 72 degrees for bass, that fish will grow. So it doesn't matter how big or small. If it stays at the optimal temperature, it will keep growing. So you can get a 30-pound bass in there. No one has ever caught one like that, but it can keep growing. So, yes, in the catch and release pond, it'll keep growing.
Well, I think, listen to this. Here's the critical part of Timber Tree's question.
Yes.
Will the fish wise up to what's going on and stop biting?
It's a great question. Because in a catch and release pond only, obviously you had to catch them, you had to release them. Will they wise up? It's called sore mouth. Fish get what's called sore mouth. So the more you catch them, the more they get. You think they get wised up. No, they don't. They have a short-term memory.
Because they still got to eat.
Like me. I set something down. I go, where the heck did I put that thing? It's right there in my face. They have a short-term memory. So in most cases, they will rebite again. Most fish that you get with, some have several hooks in their mouth. I just saw a YouTube thing where a guy pulls 4 hooks out of a triple tail. So they keep biting. It doesn't affect them. It doesn't change anything. I've caught a fish. It broke my line, and I swore it was a giant, and I threw my next worm out, and I caught the same fish with my other worm on there, and I'm like, I wasn't fishing with that worm. Had to be a different worm. The one I caught was 95 pounds. This is 1 pound. So, yeah.
So you really could catch the same fish again?
Oh, absolutely. I've done it many times. I broke my line and caught the same fish with my other lure in his face. So short-term memory, their job is to eat and swim and have babies. Perfect wife. Sorry, what? Here comes another beer glass. Dude, done.
Whoa! Oh, hello. Hey, here's one for you. Known as the Shark's Tooth capital of the world.
Oh, what? Whoa! Whoa. Give him a beer
One of
card.
these Rodney Rogers beer
Free beer.
business cards beer.
What? You just jammed that out? You got it like right off the... That's a Floridian right there. So, if you've ever been to the West Coast, who has not heard of Venice Beach, Florida? Everybody. So, grab a snorkel and a mask. They have these little rakes there you can buy at the dollar store there. There's like a dollar store right on the corner. You go to Sharky's, a place called Sharky's, and you just kind of...
Sharky's on the beach.
Sharky's on the beach. That's it.
Been there.
You just rake it, and guess what? You can find a ton of shark's teeth. For some reason, that's an anomaly. It's an epidural.
Yeah, no, it's an epidural.
There's a few things I can't say. One of them's an anomaly, and then that's where all the shark's teeth kind of wash up. It's actually kind of cool. The weight of a shark's tooth and the current, for some reason, that's the spot. So it's a lot of fun. You got to check it out. I'm in Florida. We got more beer to give away? Oh, I got questions. Let me do it.
This one here, Rodney. Can you
This
read
one
it?
here. Oh, yeah, here. I should know this. Is the wildlife eats its berries. What's the Florida state tree? Does anybody know that? Close. You're on it. I'll give you, it's a palm. What kind of palm?
What? I heard it.
Sable palm it is. Give that man a beer. It is a
that's
sable palm. The Florida state tree is a sable palm. What?
No,
Even most Floridians don't know that. Dawn said it. Good job,
It did not sound
Dawn.
like Todd's voice.
It didn't sound like Todd's voice. I cannot wait to get that on a shirt. What? Look at there.
All right.
Donnie Pooh. Hoo-hoo-hoo. That's my first niece ever.
Splitting the beer seemed to work.
Yeah, it's like I had a beer. So, Mike, how we doing on time? Where we at?
We're doing good. But I would like to say that, we have RodneyRogersOutdoors.com. You've had a website for a couple years now. It's kind of our home turf.
Yeah.
Where we kind of branch out from there. But you've got your Facebook, you've got your Twitter, you're doing Periscope now.
Yeah.
You're a social mogul.
We got Instagram. Instagrams. We got some Instagrams up in here. Like I say, see, I'm hip to this. And I'll tell you this, on all my social media platforms, I address each one separately. Sometimes you'll see me disappear on one, and that's only because I address them separately, because I don't feel connected when I hit send here and it goes out to all social medias. Why have all those others?
Yeah, you don't put one thing out there and it goes to...
I put something different on each one, because my Facebook normally don't get my Instagram pics.
Well, your Facebook takes more than 160 characters.
Yeah, and it takes more than 160 characters. So, and then, so I try to address each one separately. So if you follow me on those, some people only follow me on Twitter, and some people only follow me on Instagram, and vice versa, to all the... So I try to catch it, and I will tell you this, I don't own a TV. Well, actually, I do own a TV, but I really don't watch one. It's outdoors for me.
You all right?
I'm sorry, I got emotional.
Yeah, you did. Coming to your rescue, Rodney.
6 years now, I've not watched the TV. I watch people's periscopes. I watch, I look at the real people and the real things, and I watch them fish. I watch them hunt. I watch them do what I do, and that's what I give. And when someone has that question, then I try to answer it. I took Jordan fishing. He caught his first bass. And I'm going to tell you right now, his first bass ever was 5 pounds. Most people have bass fished all their life, and he reels it in like, hey, it's just a fish. I'm like, dude, you don't realize what you got. We took him fishing, he caught a 5-pounder. So that's kind of how we roll up in here.
So there's several ways to follow what you're doing. But, again, we do the Rodney Rogers Outdoors homepage.
Yes.
Look at that. Sharp dress man.
Sharp dress man.
And then,
I was about 25 pounds lighter there.
Than her?
And a lot prettier. Yeah, I was prettier here. Actually, I was.
And then every Tuesday night we do this for an hour, just talking about our week. Are you done?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Every Tuesday night we talk about our weekend, and
I got a fishing story. I'm sorry.
Hang on.
Oh, sorry.
Hold the phone, Batman.
Hold the phone, Batman.
And so for our 100th episode, we're number one, we're thankful for everybody who's really come out and participate tonight. This is really a big deal for us.
Can you believe it's been a 1 hour show already.
This is a big deal for us. It's very special, and for everyone who's come out, it's amazing, and I can't express the gratitude enough.
Absolutely, it's humbling. It's humbling.
It really is humbling.
It really is. Mike and I doing our show notes in my Dropbox. I said, Mike, I got our show number 1 notes right here. I'm reading our first show notes 2 years ago. I thought it was pretty cool. Anyway, sentimental.
Hey, where's my bride? Have you been monitoring? Has anybody liked us on Facebook? Or are we still at
everybody
are
here
we
is
still
probably
at 4
on
likes?
Facebook? We
okay.
get to check.
Well, here's the deal.
I'll check it.
We'll wrap up the show and we'll check it after that. We can come back on.
Yeah, because we've
we've got a couple T-shirts we want to give it. These are pretty awesome, though. By the way.
Yeah, super awesome. So I got a fishing story. You want me to tell a fishing story?
Yes, but let me say this.
Yeah.
Let me say this. I've called you a lot of things.
Yes, you have. Would you like me to go over them? Here, page 4.
Again, thanks to Phillips Contracting for sponsoring tonight. Phenomenal.
Thank you so
Applause
much
for Phillips Contracting.
Thank you, Gnarly Barley.
For letting us just absorb their patio here for a night. I mean, this here is as special as it comes.
Yeah.
And Mom's here tonight, so Mom, glad you're here.
Somebody check her, see if she's still breathing. She's still breathing? Oh, she's moving. Okay, we're good. We're good.
What the heck is wrong with you?
I'm sorry. That's my mom. She knows how
So
I
I've called
am.
you a lot of things, Rodney, and one is Rodney, too good to be true, Rodney Rogers, because a lot of your stories seem too good to be true. Flashback 10 years, I'm like, okay, this guy, I love his stories.
Now you're part of them.
Come on. Really? And then it didn't take me long to realize that you were the real deal, and that your stories are really good, and they're actually true. So not only are you just a good friend, a phenomenal conservationist, wonderful outdoorsman. Your mic thing's a little crazy there.
OCD.
And but you're a great storyteller.
Yeah.
And
Thank
so
you.
over the years, I've heard many of these stories that you seem to tell consistently. So I figure there's some truth in them. So I've asked you tonight. Do you have one?
I have a fishing story, Mike.
Tell me your fishing story, Rodney.
We never actually made it to the fishing hole. So basically, I was 14 at the time. My cousin and his. Oh, I love this guy. I was 14 at the time, and we used to scout. When I say scout, we used to just grab our fishing poles, and if you look on our website now, we just shot a video where we took a couple of young boys fishing for the first time. We took them bass fishing. Remember that?
Yeah, they didn't want to go.
They didn't want to go. I threw them in the back of the truck. So anyway, everybody thought we kidnapped them. So we'd grab our fishing poles, and it was the truth. We left in the morning, and we did not come home till the sun went down. That's just how it was. I mean, it was just that we lived way out in the middle of nowhere. So my cousin and I found this little creek, and it was a wide creek. I mean, it was 40 feet wide. Probably wasn't that wide, but anyway, we take our buddy with us. Now we knew that we had to get to the other side of this creek. It was a shortcut. First time we saw it. So we get to the creek, and my buddy looked at me, and he goes, "How do y'all cross this creek?" And that was nasty. It was ugly. There was water in there. It had amoebas and rattlesnakes, and they don't even go in the water, but this time they did. And water moccasins and octopus, just everything that you could possibly imagine. And he looked at me and he goes, "How do y'all cross this?" And there was one big fat tree limb right in the middle of the creek. And I looked at him very seriously. I said, "Dude, here's what we do. We grab that tree limb and we pull it back like this right here. And we stand in front of it and we slingshot each other right across the bank." And he goes, "You're kidding me." I said, "Dude, it's a blast." And my cousin's like, "Yeah, absolutely." And he says, "Can I go first?" You know what? Normally Nikki goes first. But I'll tell you what we're going to do. Because you're the new guy, we're going to let you go first. Now, I looked at Nick and I said, "How do we get this tree?" He cast his fishing pole out there and he reels one of the little limbs in. And then we got like a leaf, and then we get two leaves, and then we get a branch, and then we get this limb. And I mean, it's this big around. So we're like jacking it back. Both of us are holding it. And his name is Jay. And I said, "Jay, get in front of it." I said, "Hang on real tight." So Jay gets in front of it. He hangs on. He's got it like this right here. And I look at Nikki, and at this point, I'm kind of, should we do this? Not really sure if this is how this should go down. So Nick said, it gives me the wink. Oh, yeah, we got to go. So I go, choo! Jay shoots out across the creek. He forgets to let go, or he's too scared. I'm not really sure what really happened. He comes back at us. And then he goes back. Zoosh! And then he comes back at us. Zoosh! And he's just being drugged and beat to death. His face is all scrapped up, and he falls into the water. Splash. But it's only that deep. So me and Nick slowly grabbed our fishing poles, wiped his blood off his face with our shirts, and said, hey, our pond's right over here. We beat this kid to death. He never did fish with us that day, by the way. We didn't know how deep it was. Now we know. Now we know.
That is awesome.
Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We are absolutely going to have a blast. I'm going to actually eat our taco when we're done.
Congratulations, Rodney.
Congratulations, Mike.
I've never done
100. I've never done nothing this long.
Never done 100 of anything.
100. Thank you so much, guys. And as my mama said 18 million times, I promise you she'll verify it. And I pray that I get to say it half as much. You kids get outside and stay.